There's a look at the Paycom Center in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. But inside, it feels a lot like Lincoln, Nebraska. The Cornhusker fans have made the 6.5-hour trek, and they are ready to go as they take on the Vanderbilt Commodores in a 5-4 matchup here at the Paycom Center. It is electric. There are so many Husker fans that have flooded here over the last 72 hours. The Vanderbilt fans that are here, they're small, but they're mighty, and they're going to need their voices tonight against Nebraska. Welcome courtside, everybody. Brandon Gaudin and Chris Webber. Andy Katz joins in just a little bit. Two programs not known for their basketball success, right? But having historic seasons. Vanderbilt trying to get to the Sweet 16 for the first time in 19 years. And for Nebraska, they just won their first NCAA tournament game, Chris. Now they try to make it 2 in a row.
These teams are making a name for themselves, and both doing it, taking on the personality of their leader and head coach. Nebraska, 66.2 points. They led the Big Ten in scoring defense, and they don't turn it over. Vandy, they want to score, and they score with the best of them. 86 points per game, 13th in the nation, but they also like getting 8 steals per game. When you got Miles and Tanner, that's kind of easy to do.
And the lineups for Coach Hoiberg and Mark Byington. Peyton Sanford, or Price Sanford rather, Peyton's brother, tremendous the other game. And then Tanner coming off that 26-point performance. Watch out for those two tonight. The two programs having incredible seasons, but only one can advance to the Sweet 16. Who will it be? Nichols saves the first possession for the Commodores. Vanderbilt beating McNeese by 10 here 2 days ago. First attempt short by Tyler Nickel, the three-point specialist.
90% of this arena is standing up. Maybe 70% is standing up in red.
And the Go Big Red chance been coming down, but almost stealing at Duke Miles. However, Nebraska able to secure it. Nebraska raced past Troy on Thursday, 76-47, a dominant win. And they start with a triple by Berkay Buchtenjohn. Deafening. Tanner up to Miles. Miles from downtown, off the heel. Rink Mass, the 7th-year senior, with a rebound. So Nebraska coming off that first NCAA tournament win, and now they try to get to their first Sweet 16. Vanderbilt trying to get there for the first time since '07. That went off of Mass, and they say Vanderbilt basketball.
Tell you what, this intensity in this arena is a wonderful March Madness environment.
Coach Hoiberg is actually going to challenge this less than 90 seconds in. Remember, you get one challenge. If you're successful, you only get one more. We'll take a peek as we go to break here. The verdict on the other side. They have reviewed it, and the challenge is successful. This ball went off of a Cherokee of Vanderbilt.
And that's a great call, and most coaches, even when they see an obvious reversal, usually is scared to call or gets kind of scared to call that in the first half, being that you could definitely lose it.
Oh, it leads to a bucket. Jamarcus Lawrence slipping inside.
Speaking of losing it, someone just lost their man. Lack of communication that time on the Vandy side.
Yesterday at practice, Vanderbilt pumped in noise to this arena to try to duplicate what they would hear tonight. I don't know that you can duplicate this.
But they have a lot of speakers.
Diving on the deck, Nickel and Lawrence. It's a tie-up, and it belongs to Nebraska.
This is the hustle that we're talking about. This is March. Nickel, yeah, he dives on the floor, but guess what? He's a sharpshooter, and when your sharpshooter is diving on the floor to get extra possessions, you know it's going to be a good one.
What a season for both of these teams. Historic And Nebraska getting off to the 20-0 start. Vanderbilt began 16-0. Both were top 10 in the country at one point. And now they meet with a right to go to the Sweet 16 in Houston next week. Mast will let it fly. Got it! It's 8-0 Huskers. Tanner, who had 26 on Thursday, gets Vandy's first bucket of the night.
It feels so good to quiet a crowd, especially with a sweet floater like that from Tanner. But get the ball in your point guard's hands and let him make some good decisions for the team.
Tanner is an absolute stud. If you haven't seen him, folks, first team All-SEC, all-defensive team as well for the sophomore from Brentwood, Tennessee. Between Tanner and Duke Miles, numbers 2 and 3. Two of the best guards that you will see in this tournament. Okereke fading. Rebound to Buchtenjoe.
Buchtenjoe made sure that he wanted to come in and get that and say, listen, I got you, Hoiberg. I know you're tough, but let the big fella do his work on the glass.
Rink Bass playing in his 153rd college game tonight, and he can't get it to drop.
Nice left-handed floater right there.
Tanner, back of the iron, Mast another rebound.
Nebraska looking to execute on every play.
There's that man, but he's off the mark. It's going to be a foul on Vanderbilt, though. But Bryce Sanford, who just hit that, or tried to hit that shot, had 23 the other night, 7 threes. So Vanderbilt knows he is at the top of the scouting report in this one.
We're going to be seeing that play a lot tonight. A double down screen for the best shooter on the floor tonight. Just couldn't knock that down.
Foul on Okereke. How about Mast from deep? Oh boy. 11-2. Mast is feeling it. And Vanderbilt doesn't have the answer, but an offensive rebound by Washington. Now Tanner, Euro step, and somehow got it to go.
This Vandy team is going to have to keep the ball in Tanner's hand. Right now, he's the only one that can get his own shot off the dribble. And since he isn't selfish, he will get others involved. Get it to your floor leader.
Tyler Tanner better than 19 points a game. He's got the first 4. And a forced turnover. Nickel got his hand in there, and it went off of Nebraska. Media timeout. A lot of energy. Even Andy Katz is involved. What an atmosphere for the Huskers of the Doors.
He was just waiting for the right time, baby. He was just waiting for the right time.
So Texas on to the Sweet 16 here. Nebraska and Vanderbilt will face the winner of Florida and Iowa in the Sweet 16 in Houston, Texas. Tanner left it short, and the coach's son, Sam Hoiberg, the 5th-year senior, with a rebound. It's his birthday today. 23 years old. Lawrence slipping, counted, and a foul.
This energy is something else in this arena. And when you execute like that, you already have to step out on Mast because he's already letting it fly from deep. And then when he's unselfish and passes like that, so tough to stop. And right now, as Mike Tyson says, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. And Vandy has been punched in the face, and now I look for their resolve, their resilience to get back in it. And it's going to have to start with putting that ball in Tanner's hand.
Jamarcus Lawrence, the senior from Plainfield, New Jersey, who started his career at Nebraska, transferred last year to Rhode Island, and then came back to Nebraska, completes the 3-point play. It is a 10-point lead.
Let's see if they run a play for Nickel, trying to get him something, because even when you run a play for him, he can be the best decoy on the court.
What a pass. Washington uses the rim as a defender and puts it up and in.
Great footwork, great pump fake right there by Washington.
And Tyler Tanner with that assist just broke the Vanderbilt single season record. Assist number 181. What a year it has been for number 3 in black. There's a bump and a hold against the Carolina transfer Jalen Washington. But another accolade for Tanner on this helper.
So important to keep the ball in his hands. You see that crossover right there, right, left, and then getting it to the big fella. Good pump fake. Getting an easy bucket inside.
That assist record had stood for 26 years. Atiba Prater had it back in the 99-2000 season. Offensive. They get Lawrence.
You know, I asked the Nebraska players about guarding someone like Tanner, and the good thing about the Big Ten is they told me they've guarded similar players like Jeremy Fears at Michigan State, Donovan Dent at UCLA, Braden Smith, of course, from Purdue. So they're familiar with very quick, smaller guards and how to try to stay in front of them.
Now, Tyler Tanner, the way he looked the other night was unstoppable. 26, 7, and 5. We'll see what he can do the rest of this one. He's got it right now. That's kicked. Cale Jacobson into the game. And he kicks it to stop us at the 14:02 mark.
Tell you what, we only talk about Nickel as a shooter, but he's been defensively everywhere. He was the reason they got that last turnover, and as we watch Vandy try to get back in this game, it's going to take the effort of everyone on the defensive end.
Tanner turns the corner. Foul. So Jacobson comes into the game, he kicks the ball, and then he picks up the personal there to send Vanderbilt to the strike. Tyler Tanner, who grew up in Brentwood, Tennessee, just a stone's throw from the Vanderbilt campus in Nashville. Gets the first. Bleacher Report, your one-stop destination for March Madness. Get every moment all tournament long with personalized updates and highlights from your favorite teams. Download the BR app now. The baby-faced assassin.
I thought you said he got a haircut.
He did. His hair was even longer during the SEC tournament. Gave it a little trim for the big dance. And he's got 6 of the 8 for Vandy. Almost got a steal. Jacobson. Mast needs a friend. Threw it away. Hoiberg had vacated the spot, and it's the 3rd turnover for Nebraska.
I'll tell you what, that whole play, Curry would not leave Price out the corner. They were looking, trying to get someone else involved, but the face guarding of Price made it difficult to get an easy shot on that play.
Well, Vanderbilt settling in, and Nebraska's turned it over on 3 of their last 4 possessions as Hoiberg tried to get it back, could not. Okereke, the Cornell transfer. Tanner kicks it out. Here is Okereke, in and out. Mast has 6, all from outside the arc. This time he's in the paint for Jacobson.
Mast is showing everything in his bag. A little behind the back pass right there.
Playing like a guy that's been around for 7 years. Taken away. Jacobson leads the break. Sanford. Price has only put up 1 shot. Taken away here by Tanner. Throwing it down. At 6 feet tall, he rises and stuffs it.
Okay, Tanner. I know that's only worth 2, but it's worth a little bit more when you're playing in a hostile environment and you want to take some of that energy out the crowd.
Right now, Tanner is keeping them in this game. He's got 8 of the 10, and he assisted on the other bucket.
That's what the best players on the floor do. They find a way to manufacture offense. He's like, look, Mom, I'm going to get a highlight. I just dunked on TV.
Well, Mark Byington said every time Tanner steps on the floor, he believes he's the best player. So far, he's played like it. They're trying to free Sanford, but he's covered up. Buchtengel against McLaughlin. Big body on big body. McLaughlin clears.
Oh, I love it. Post play. Let's get it.
They left Okereke. And he leaves it short. He's 0 for 2 from deep.
But both shots were really good looks. The first went in and out. So you want to, if you're his teammate, encourage him to keep taking those looks so he can get a pump fake and drive it to the basket as well.
How about this? Driving it to the basket. The freshman Frager.
Hey, Frager. He took that in with ill intentions right there. And that's what you want from your shooters.
Nickel downtown. No. Rebound Jacobson.
What a box out by Frager that time.
Catch and release. Lawrence. Nothing but fresh OKC air.
That's what you want to do. Withstand that first run, that first punch.
Well, speaking of punches, Buchtengel just knocked down McLaughlin. Oh. And some words being exchanged between two big fellas.
Nickel came over and said, hey, don't mess with my big fella.
Chippy, electric, everything you'd expect in March. Well, the officials, Doug Shows, A.J. Desai, Mike Littlewood, they went back and looked at this, but they just call it a common foul on Buchtengel, his first. Let's go over to Andy Katz.
All right, Fred, you guys got off to a great start. Then they came roaring back. What has changed in the last 4 to 5 minutes?
Yeah, their pressure bothered us a little bit these last couple possessions. We got to be better. We got to look at back cut. I thought we had one. We threw it away right to them. It's what they do. They're really good. They're one of the top steal teams in the country. We got to handle the pressure better.
Thanks, Fred.
Thanks.
Yeah, those guards will heat it up. Miles and Tanner. That was top of the mind for Fred Hoiberg.
Yeah, and for those of you at home, it was so cool. Guys coming out saying, hey, man, we know it's not personal. Let's get it and keep playing. Great sportsmanship after that wrestling play.
It's March. Nickel, one of the best three-point shooters in the SEC, gives it back to Tanner. Okereke spinning. Okereke curls it around. Pretty nice pass, and then a foul on Jacobson. So Jacobson is picked up too quick off the bench.
What a pass by Okereke. He had the post position and looked like he was spinning back over his left shoulder and threw a bounce pass. Getting his other big fella involved. Love the big-to-big passing.
They changed that foul to Frager, so just one on Jacobson. Hey, watch every men's game live on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Download now to stay up to date on all the action. Devin McLaughlin, 6'8", 230, was an all-state tight end in high school outside of Atlanta, but chose college hoops, and it's worked out well for him, but he misses the free throw.
And he still looks like a tight end, boy, I tell you what. That's why he's so good on the boards, and right now, him and Buchtengel going at it.
Inside, they lost Frager. Duke Miles has been quiet so far. Gives it up to Okereke. Now Nickel. This is a Vanderbilt offense that scores 86 a game. But through 10 minutes, they only have 10 points. Into the shot clock. Miles spinning. Miles A veteran move by the 6-year senior to get Lawrence off his feet.
You said it, Brandon. Such a veteran move. But right here, watch both guys come up here with the shooter. I told you the shooters are the best decoys on the floor. Sometimes all you have to do is call the shooter's number. Both guys will go out and you get an easy layup inside. Great execution by Nebraska.
And who had that assist for Nebraska? None other than the coach's son, Sam Hoiberg. Already 2 rebounds, 4 assists, no turnovers. He just does a little bit of everything.
I mean, he's first in the Big Ten in steals. Big Ten all defense. I mean, when you think about it, you're right. He's everywhere on the floor, but he's an extension of coach, that floor general.
And Duke Miles, another floor general from Montgomery, Alabama, knocks him down. Oh, dangerous pass.
Tanner got a steal on that exact same play earlier in the game.
Where the pressure on both sides so intense. Frager, the Big Ten 6th man of the year. With 5 to shoot. He goes to work. He spins. Got to put it up here. They're not going to get it off. A shot clock violation.
And the Vandy bench goes wild. This is the energy you want to see from your team. Not just playing hard, but playing smart. And Okereke, look at this. Him just moving his feet. He should have played tight end too. You look at all those muscles, but way to stay down and not foul for Vandy.
That's the 2nd kick for Cale Jacobson. So if we were playing over in Europe on a pitch, he'd be doing all right.
And it's all coming off that pick and roll, trying to hit that main man. I would suggest for the bigs of Vandy to slip one of the pick and rolls at the high screen. See if you can get an easy layup so you can throw the defense off so they can't play you the same way, knowing that you're choosing another option.
Tanner from way downtown. He's already in double figures.
That's his 2nd one from that spot behind the 3-point line on the left side of the court.
His coach said, don't let that baby face fool you. He's a killer. And Rick Mast is a killer right now. He's hit 3 from outside.
Thank you. Mast doesn't have a baby face, kind of the bearded one, but he's letting you know I'm going to be here all night as well and aggressive when he sees a little bit of space for a shot.
Hoiberg deflecting it out of bounds.
Tanner on that side of the court. You got to pressure up higher. You cannot give him any space. And look at Mavs. He says, okay, anything you can do, I can do better.
Nickel off the shot fake. McLaughlin had it, and Hoiberg takes him to the ground.
Why is Hoiberg always in the scrum? He's the smallest guy on the court, always boxing out the biggest guy. And on this last play, he's in there amongst the trees. And look at him. He's taking a little pain for it, but that's not going to deter him, though. Don't get me wrong. I just love seeing the heart. It's not the size, as we always say, of the player. Well, it is if you're going to block shots. But it's the size of the heart as well. And Hoiberg proves that every night.
He's generously listed at 6 feet 180. That guy's a little bit bigger. 6'10", 245 for Jalen Washington. And a timeout is taken with 7:54 to play in the first half. Vanderbilt fighting, clawing, down by 4. Paycom Center was full, so they had to settle for the boat tonight in OKC. Hey, get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com. Andy with Mark Byington.
Well, Mark, we talked about this atmosphere. How are your guys handling it?
Yeah, you got to weather the storm. And they came out, made some three-pointers. The one that killed us was Mass making that 3 right there. That was a big defensive error. Some of the others have been atypical shots. We can't let 21 get his looks. We'll settle in right now, but this is an incredible environment, and we got to be used to it.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks.
And we mentioned it, he thought the atmosphere would be like this, so he pumped that crowd noise into their practice yesterday. But as I said, I don't know that you can duplicate the feel in here tonight.
No.
Now there is Tyler Tanner. He is putting Vanderbilt on his back right now. Duke Miles gives it up to the shooter Nickel. Crossover, Tanner again from deep. That one way off. Washington no offensive board. Now Duke Miles in the lane. In and out. Frager rebound.
That's what he's going to have to do though. On the switch when Master or Big Fella comes out, Miles and Tanner are going to have to attack.
The two-headed monster, those guards for Vanderbilt, who've had such a tremendous season. Frager didn't come back down to the ground. He flipped it in.
Oh, wow. It's that same play. Allowing Mass to operate free throw line extended. You bring Frager around. The defender has to make a choice. Found him for the wide open layup.
Nebraska has assisted all 9 of their made field goals. One of the best assist teams in the country all year long. And a nice assist there. Bing finding Washington.
Vandy has made the adjustment. So now they understand the pressure is going to be deep. They are not settling for the shots. They are pump faking and attacking the basket.
Around the arc, Frager. Mass picks it up. Now Buchtel, mid-post against Bang. Patient, spinning, and he takes the freshman to school.
What a move. When the defender puts all their weight on you, you're not supposed to fight them then. You use that, and you use their balance against them. That's what just happened. Beautiful spin move on the baseline for the layup.
Miles tried to pass it, had it taken away.
What do you know? A steal by the Big Ten steal leader, Hoiberg.
Masks. This time not enough juice. It will stay on this end.
It's finding Frager up under. Mass is such a triple threat, can get a shot on his own. And here is another pass, but Vandy starting to attack the gaps. And look at this, look one way, sight to the left, beautiful layup.
Buchtel, the native of Turkey, started his career at UCLA, and now second year at Nebraska. He's got it right now. This guy, Sanford, who was a star the other day, he's only put up one shot and he missed it. He goes to work here, fading. Maybe that'll get him going.
Right on cue. And he said, listen, I'm not going to shoot it outside the line. Let me get my own shot with a nice fadeaway jumper.
Tanner slings it to Okereke. Inside of 5 to go in the first half. Travel by Bing. Big Ten Coach of the Year, Fred Hoiberg, trying to get his program to the Sweet 16 for the first time ever. Vanderbilt trying to get there. But this guy, Tanner, has been the spark plug. A steal, another dunk! That is 6 feet tall, putting 6'10" on a poster.
Oh my goodness. First the cookies, stealing it and taking it down and punching it on him. Hoiberg comes back and tries to slow down the momentum, but that dunk, man.
We got to see it one more time,
Please
partner.
can I see it again? This is what we call cookies. That means you just take it from your opponent in here, size them up, and finish on them.
And the grunt to boot at the end. And to do it against 6'10" Rink Mast. Second dunk already for Tanner, and he's got 13 of the 21.
If you have a baby face, you aren't supposed to dunk on men like that.
Well, as we said, Mark Byington told us, don't let the angel face fool you. This kid's a stone cold killer. And Hoiberg gets a breather and a round of applause and a nod from his dad. Tanner slips in. Tanner fades. Pinballs around at Sanford. Frager on the attack. Frager all the way.
Frager is not settling, attacking the basket because of the pressure of Vandy.
Okereke with a silencer. The senior who spent 3 years at Cornell got an Ivy degree. And Mark Byington says when things are going bad, he calms us. And now he blocks it. The other way, Nickel. Tanner, and he's fouled. What a sequence, Chris, for A.K. Okereke. How about the emotion in this building tonight?
Oh, man, you gotta love it. And the Vandals and Vanderbilt has settled down, and they're embracing this environment.
The 4-5 game for the right to go to the Sweet 16. Nebraska up 7. It could be more, but Vanderbilt has received incredible play from Tyler Tanner.
Oh my goodness, 13 points, 2 assists, but 3 steals, and getting guys involved. The big fellas can trust him. Look, he's not settling for outside, but when he wants to take a deep when he can, and more importantly, he's doing it on the defensive end. As I said, 3 steals, took a man's ball, and took his pride on the dunk. Great job by Tanner attacking the rim.
Think about Tyler Tanner. I mentioned from Brentwood, Tennessee, right outside of Nashville. Vanderbilt was his only power conference offer. You think there's some coaches out there that maybe regret not recruiting this young man?
I think there's a few, and I think they'll never tell you who they are because they don't want to be embarrassed, but he's proving them all wrong now.
He's having one of the best seasons in Vanderbilt history, and he gets him within 5. Trying to get it to Sanford. He's been covered up all night. Max tracks it down. Sanford, 3. There he is! Bryce Sanford.
What a tough shot. He really was trying to drive. It was just good defense. He stepped back because he had to. Man, knocked it down.
Miles with a blow-by. Scoops it up and gets to the line.
I love how Vandy is not settling. They keep getting some tough shots, just like this. Look at Sanford. He's driving. Nope, nope. Puts the brakes on. Pull. That's good for him from right there again. Man, if you're a defender and you got your hand up, you just say, hey, that's just a good play. No more I can do.
18 points a game, 23 on Thursday against Troy, including a Nebraska tournament record 7 threes. Now he's got his first tonight. Coming up on AT&T at the half, scores and highlights and the latest NCAA tournament news, all coming up on AT&T at the half. Miles, the senior, in his 5th college stop from Troy to High Point, Oklahoma. And now at Vanderbilt and knocking down 2.
Love the jerky game of Miles. In this college game, you cannot win without guards that can get their own shots or get others involved. Tanner and Miles doing their best right now to bring their team back in this game.
There's a bump. Tyler Nickel knocking down Sanford. Everybody coming in, trying to separate the 2 teams.
Just talked to the referee. He said they're going to look at that, and I think part of that is because of the play, and I think half of that is because of the crowd's reaction.
Under review.
These officials have been around. Doug Schau's 6 Final Fours. He's the lead official, and they're taking a peek at this.
because the fans actually reacted on the first half of that play, which was nothing now that you look at it. But this is definitely a foul. Maybe he's looking at the trip there. Maybe he's looking at the reaction after, but such great energy already in this game.
I don't know, Chris. I don't think there's anything there. But to make sure, let's go to the expert and bring in Gene Steratore. Gene, what do you think, partner?
You know what, guys? I just think they get their legs tangled as he's closing in on the dribbler. Completely understand what Doug Schals and the crew are going to take a look. With the flavor of the way the game is gone, they close in really quick. Look, he's just chasing him down. I don't see a trip, as you guys alluded to. We're just having two bodies fall at that point. And now they're just being safe, taking a look, making sure everything they felt like they saw on the front end is being verified on the back end. I think they go common foul when we get ready for another.
Stands is called a common foul, number 5, Vanderbilt. It'll be Nebraska's ball on the sideline with 30 seconds on the shot clock.
And Doug agrees with Gene. Of course, Gene Steratore, one of the best to ever do it. And I mentioned Doug, 6 Final Fours, working with A.J. Desai and Mike Littlewood tonight. A great crew here in Oklahoma City.
No, definitely, and they just want the best for these players and fans, and so they had to take a look right there, but nothing but hard play. Let's get back at it.
A couple of times Nebraska could have separated, but credit Vanderbilt and obviously Tanner for keeping this thing tight.
And also Nickel, he hasn't made a shot yet, but I'm telling you, his defense has been really special today. He got a couple of turnovers, whether he was credited for them or not, and see if you can get him entered on this offensive end.
He's been chasing Sanford most of the night as Nickel. The lefty fires, but Frager off the mark, and that's over the back. And it's a second foul on Rick Mast.
And over the back of who? Nickel. And that's what I mean for you shooters out there. You don't have to be a specialist. You can impact the game in many ways. Look at this box out. This is textbook. Nah, not that much contact by Mast there, but it doesn't matter if you're a Vandy fan, because you're saying, hey, our guy did what he did and boxed out, and that's what you want. Tough call.
And Fred Hoiberg still hot. One of 2 for Nickel. And this time the foul on Vanderbilt and Chandler Bing. Both teams in the bonus for the final 2-18. Buchtengel, Lawrence, and Mast, all with a pair for Fred Hoiberg's crew.
And if you're Vanderbilt, you have to take advantage of that. Push the pace, look for Tanner and Miles to try to get inside, maybe get another foul as Mast is going out. And think about the impact he's had with his assists, getting Frager involved, and also knocking him down from deep.
And he's replaced by number 33, and I mentioned that because Leo Curtis for Nebraska has only played in 16 games this year and scored 25 points, but he's thrust into the spotlight here in the second round of the dance. Short, and a rebound to Nickel.
They're going to put Curtis in the high screen and roll right away to try to take advantage of his presence on the court.
Tanner couldn't get it. Hoiberg saves the turnover. Got to get it across, and they do. South region action. Trip to the Sweet 16 on the line, and a trip to Houston. Frager down inside. Keeps his pivot. Drops it off for Curtis. Welcome to the big dance, big fella.
Curtis, his family is at home going crazy. No, they're probably in the building. Going crazy right now.
Well, they're from Iceland, so it's a long trip. There's Okereke again.
I'll tell you what, knowing these Nebraska fans, they might have gone to Iceland, got him and brought him here to see the game, but they're somewhere cheering him on as he finished strong.
Nickel, there's the first 3 for Tyler Nickel, who hit the second most threes in the SEC this year.
Love how he's let the game come to him, even though he's been aggressive, only 1 for 6, but still made his presence felt on the defensive end.
Sanford separates and hits. Skip pass. Miles in rhythm. Rebounded Jacobson.
So fortunate for Nebraska that time. Didn't communicate in the zone. Wide open look for Vandy.
Shot clock is off. Final possession. Nebraska's largest lead has been 10. It's 7 right now. Here goes Hoiberg. Curls it around. Got to put it up. Frager. No. Nebraska 39. Vanderbilt 32. In front of one of the best second-round crowds you will see in the NCAA tournament. Nighttime at OKC as we take a peek at the AT&T first half stats. Nebraska got up double digits. Ultimately, they lead it by 7 at intermission. Tyler Tanner has kept Vanderbilt in this ball game, and he is with Andy Katz.
All right, Tyler, you got 15. You guys are down 7. You've had to carry a lot of this load. How do you get back and take the lead here?
Yeah, we got to be more focused defensively. There were some slip-ups there that caused us some points, and we just need to stay solid, keep playing like ourselves. We missed a couple open shots, so they'll fall this half.
We've been talking about this atmosphere the last 48 hours. How are you guys handling it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like another game for us. We're trying to block out the noise and just play our game.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Well, look, all in all, Brandon Gaunt and Chris Webber back with you. They handled everything okay. They got down 8-0. This thing could have gone sideways in a hurry, but Tanner really steadied them.
Oh, yeah, he definitely did. And he did it from penetration. He did it on the defensive end, and then stepping behind that line, knocking down some threes. But, you know, when you're in these games and you handle, again, the first punch of the team and the crowd, it's easier to set in because then your goal becomes, let's shut them up.
20 more minutes with a trip to the Sweet 16 on the line. Two programs that have had unbelievable seasons. There's Tanner, an unbelievable player, picking up where he left off in that first half. He'll get to the line. Back over to Andy Katz.
Well, I also spoke with Vanderbilt head coach Mark Byington. He says we made a couple of mistakes on Rick Mass that they're going to have to correct. And here's what's something interesting, Chris, and see what you think of this. He said they showed them film at the half of how they got to make better reads. A couple of times they had threes that were open. They got inside and didn't kick it out. They're looking for them to do more of that here in the second half.
I love that strategy because so much emotion is going on, the crowd and everything else. All you want to do is just settle your nerves, and that's why I'm not surprised in your interview, Andy, that Tanner says all we got to do is get back to ourselves and play our game because that film shows you, hey, wait a minute, this isn't how we usually play.
Tanner now with 16 points. Speaking of Mark Byington and the other coach, Fred Hoiberg, both of them today named 2 of the 10 finalists for the National Coach of the Year. Well deserved. There's Mass, but this time he's off the mark. Up ahead, Nickel. Miles penetrates, slings it. Corner pocket, Nickel buries it.
I watched Tanner at half court. At halftime, he didn't go to the corner, but he made 5 threes in a row after missing a couple, and you could tell he's trying to get his shot back because he knows his team is going to need him in this second half.
There's a foul against Okereke, his second.
Just beautiful ball movement, and you're going to have to watch right here. Buchtengel has to come over because he's the shot blocker and a help defender, but he's guarding the best shooter on Vandy's team, and you can't leave. You have to stick with your defensive principles.
Hoiberg driving. Hoiberg using his body for 2. Miles kicks up to Nickel. I thought Miles maybe could have taken that to the rim. Tanner, floater, no. McLaughlin rips it down. Miles on the reload. And cleared by Sanford.
Missed opportunity there, but you love McLaughlin getting you another possession for your team.
There's Sanford. He had a couple threes in the first half. He hit 7 in the first round. High off the window. He almost got it to go.
He has the speed advantage on Cherokee, and he tried to use it that time. The floater just didn't get to go.
Crossover. Wow. Everything but the finish.
He's complaining for the foul. Tanner is. Haven't seen him complain that much this game, so maybe it adds some validity to that play, but you got to keep on going, forget that play, and get back to the cup.
Over the top. Mast. Little bully ball. And McLaughlin, another one down there for number 99.
Got to run if you're Vandy. You have the advantage.
They do. And McLaughlin getting rewarded on the other end with a trip to the charity stripe. That's also the third foul on Jamarcus Lawrence, who is a key piece to Nebraska.
Great job by Tanner, freezing the defense. Ooh. That looked clean, but again, so much going on in that paint. It's physical under there.
Lawrence is going to stay on the floor for now. TNT returns as your home for Roland Garros. Watch the stars of the tennis world descend on Paris beginning May 24th on TNT and stream on HBO Max. McLaughlin, 2 years at Boston College, now his second and final college season at Vanderbilt, and he misses both.
I have a really close friend who made up a phrase about when fouls happen and you miss your free throws. Ball don't lie. Rasheed Wallace.
Turn to the corner. Hoiberg blocked. Good defense by Washington. Now Miles slips it inside. Big to big feed. Around the arc. Miles, top of the arc. Boy, got a great look. And Tanner bumps. And Tanner falls hard.
Oh, looked like he twisted his ankle on that play. And you love Tanner because he doesn't settle. He has the right to take any shot he wants, but with freedom becomes a responsibility. I'll just let the fans tell the refs what they think about him. But right there, that you want to attack.
You're right, Chris. He reached immediately for that left ankle that he rolled up on. I can tell you one thing. He's not coming out of this game.
No.
Miles, shot fake, deflected, taken away. Lawrence, breakaway. Ooh, did he double dribble?
That was a double dribble all day long.
Wow, maybe a break for Nebraska.
Wow, that was a double dribble. I mean, that's a 6th grade double dribble.
Miles from 12 feet.
Good patience by Miles, getting in the paint with the pump fake off the 1 foot.
I think you're right, though. Lawrence may have gotten away with one. He was so excited. He was so wide open on the breakaway. Backdoor, here's Lawrence. High degree of difficulty.
The non-stop there. You love it when your big fellas can pass. I played with some really great big fellas that could pass, and it was always a joy because you knew you were always going to be involved in the game.
Behind the back to Nickel. How pretty was that? What a feed from Miles.
And partner, one fair turn deserves another, and right there, I believe he traveled on that play, getting it to the wide open shooter on his team.
All right, so now we're all even.
Now we're all even. No complaints. Let's get back to it.
Vanderbilt just keeps hanging around, even though they have never led tonight. They're only down 4. Media timeout at the next whistle. Buke to jail. Book it. Miles trying to answer. He does. Like a heavyweight prize fight tonight in OKC.
Wow, Vandy's assistants need to mark that play so they can do the same one. And on defense again, Miles. A little bit of a hand check on that. Fred wants a foul.
There's a foul, and it's on Sanford. much to the chagrin of the pro-Nebraska crowd. Did he double dribble, Chris?
Oh, well, let's see. Yes. That's a double dribble. You can't even do that in the church league. Nice finish, though.
We saw Tyler Tanner trip over his own feet, go to the ground, grimacing some pain, and they were checking him out during this timeout.
They were looking at him. And
he's still on the bench right now, C-Web.
yeah, you hope he's just getting a rest. But I tell you what, Miles seems like he can be able to handle it. You're going to need a lot of him right now and get it to your shooter. See if you can get one of Nichols.
Tanner's got 16 points. Here is Miles, the senior from Alabama. Stop and start. Out of bounds, turnover.
Miles has to look back to Nickel. Nickel has been open the 2 last plays when Miles has had it. Maybe he couldn't see over the trees to pass it back.
Mark Byington trying to get Vanderbilt back to the Sweet 16 for the first time in 19 years. Nebraska just got their first NCAA tournament win on Thursday. Now they look for number 2. And that's foul number 2 on Chandler Bing, and he got poked.
Thought that was pretty good pressure by Bing. But again, when you pressure this high up, you're vulnerable for the foul. Didn't see much there.
Backdoor pass and a little too much from Frager.
Frager wishes he could have that one back. Wide open cutter. Missed him.
9th turnover for Fred Hoiberg's crew. Fred Hoiberg, a guy who was born in Lincoln. His grandfather coached at Nebraska. Now he's in his 7th year and taking this program to new heights. This means a ton to him and his family as he looks on with his son Sam out there. Frager intercepts it. Here is Sam, now to Lawrence, and the defense recovers. Frager lets it fly. Battle for the board. Foul on Vanderbilt.
Masters everywhere. He's making his presence felt in this game. First half, getting guys involved, taking deep threes, finding cutters, and now getting extra possessions for his team.
A sight of relief for Vanderbilt as Tanner returns. Hoiberg goes right at Tanner.
They just posted the smallest man in the arena up in the middle on the out-of-bounds play. You gotta love the will of Hoiberg to take that to the hoop and finish strong.
Nickel quiets the crowd and makes it a 1-possession game. Nickel can shoot it, folks. He's got 13, 4 of 8 from downtown. Hoiberg looking inside, can't get it there. Now it's Frager, the southpaw, stopping, leaning, and a strong rebound by Washington.
Great job by Washington staying on his feet. Frager is so good, you usually would go for that pump fake, and he would go to the line. Way to stay down.
Nebraska's led the whole game after jumping out to an 8-0 lead, but Vanderbilt only down by 3. And that is the 4th foul on Jamarcus Lawrence. So he goes to the bench with 12:53 remaining.
You know, when you look at Vanderbilt's weakness, they're outside the top 200 in the country when it comes to rebounding with a .04 margin. But today, they are out rebounding this Nebraska team by 3, and that's what's keeping them in the game.
Yeah, credit those bigs, Okereke, McLaughlin, Washington, for battling for the doors tonight. There was no timeout called. Let's get the announcement from Doug Shows. I believe we have an appeal.
The refs are going to the team saying, hey, an appeal, take your seats back to the side. Guys are trying to get arrested.
Previous action is under review.
Yeah, Vanderbilt and Mark Byington requested that the officials look at a possible flagrant.
I was going to say something because after the play, look at Frager. Watch this. The bench did jump up, and you're not supposed to have contact after the play. The whistle has been called. If Frager was a better actor, that could have been. I'm sorry. If Tanner was a better actor, it could have been a flagrant here. But you see, the play stops here. And he continues, and you'll be able to see the bench jump up.
And remember, an appeal is different from a challenge. Each team gets one challenge, but this is an appeal. And coaches can ask for that if they think there was something flagrant. So they go to the monitor here to take a second look.
And you wonder, partner, did those plays before have anything to do with it? The tripping, the fighting, or the wrestling inside the paint.
A challenge, you mainly see them on out-of-bounds plays, but you can also get them for the secondary defender, goaltending, and then the appeal. Look at that fourth bullet point, contact flagrant 1 versus 2. So they want to go and check here and make sure.
I really would not be surprised if it is a flagrant because it was so late in real time after the whistle. Interested to see how this will be interpreted.
After review, we have a common foul on number 10. Call on the floor stands with that. It'll be Vanderbilt's ball on the baseline with 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Okay, so 4 fouls still on Jamarcus Lawrence, but nothing beyond a common foul. Gene Steratore, you agree?
Yeah, you know, I think after the common foul that Doug Shaw's called, naturally we saw the action between the two players, which is kind of by rule in a dead ball contact situation. Just not enough to rise. They got to keep clamping down because there's extracurricular activity after the whistle. Good job of not assessing anything, I think, right there, fellas.
This is a tough game to officiate, that's for sure. There's Nickel. That would have tied it. Oh, Karaki with a man-sized rebound inside and drawing the foul on Hoiberg.
Hoiberg's mad at himself like he should have pushed Okereke out the way, even though it's probably a 150-pound difference there, but you love the guard, the leader, being in there boxing out.
Since Vanderbilt did not win that appeal, by the way, they did lose a timeout, so they have 2 remaining. Keep that in mind as this game progresses. Nickel to tie it. And McLaughlin last to touch it, and it belongs to Nebraska.
It's all about the basics. It's all about the basics. Look at the box out on this play, or you would have lost the possession. Vandy could have gotten back up within 1. Great job on the boards, boxing out by Nebraska.
Second round action on a Saturday night in Oklahoma City with a chance to go to the Sweet 16. For Nebraska, the first time ever. For Vanderbilt, the first time since 2007. Both teams having historic seasons. Rink Mast driving it, spinning, using that pivot foot, blocked. Bing, what an effort. 2.2 on the shot clock.
That's what you want to do, guards. Do not go in a double team when the big fella can see you unless you've been instructed to do so by your coach. Great job of waiting for Mass to turn around, attack the basket, and you see he comes behind when you can't see the easiest way to get a block on a big fella.
And yes, folks, he's heard all the friends' jokes, but he is not named after Chandler Bing, Matthew Perry's character. He's named after a pastor that his grandfather liked. Is that a foul? It is not. And it's a shot clock violation. A.K. Okereke had the defense. Timeout on the floor. Another peek at the D, Chris.
Oh, you have to love it. Was this a foul? I don't know. Okereke. No, I don't think so.
Looked pretty clean. All right, Jamie, tournament summary. We saw Houston win here earlier today to go to their 7th straight Sweet 16, 2 miles from their home venue. And now Vanderbilt and Nebraska are playing for the right to go down to Houston for the Sweet 16. It's a 3-point game inside of 12 minutes. Tanner, game high 16 points. He can't tie it. Bing offensive rebound, sticks it home, and they only trail by a penny. Sanford crosses the timeline. There have been 0 ties and 0 lead changes in this ball game. And that's an offensive foul on Braden Frager.
Vandy is fighting. They are fighting. When you look at Nebraska, they are shooting 50%. And here's the hook right here. Good call and recognition by the official. But right now, Nebraska 20 for 38. They're over 50%, 7 from 14 from the three-point line with a 1-point lead. If you're Vandy, you should feel like now's our time to attack.
Here goes Nickel. Skips. Tanner navigating. And they'll reset. Miles, the senior, in his 6th year of college basketball. Off to the sophomore Tanner. Barely grazed iron. Battle for the board. Bodies on the deck. Can Tanner save it? He cannot. Over and back. What hustle, what grit. Everybody putting everything on the line tonight.
Bing is doing, he's an unsung hero out here on the floor. Even though that was a turnover, he went in and got an extra possession. He's been all over the floor tonight. Okereke back in right now, giving Nickel a rest. They want a little bit more inside presence to secure the defense of possession with a rebound.
There's Sanford, a big-time triple for Bryce Sanford.
What a release.
Sanford has 11. He's made the second most threes this year in Big Ten history. Now does Vanderbilt have an answer? Okereke to the corner. Tanner, book it. Back to a 1-point game. 19 for Tanner.
This is what I'm talking about right here. Going back at each other, shot for shot, possession for possession.
And Miles tagged for the foul on Frager.
Frager has been attacking all night, and I love it because he has not been settling. Matter of fact, this Nebraska team has not been settling for jump shots. Right here, Sanford. That's not even fair. That quick release. And here's Tanner saying, I got one for you from the corner too.
Both teams have hit 8 triples tonight. Saturday night is all right for a fight. Brace yourself for All Elite Wrestling Collision next after NCAA coverage on TNT and stream on HBO Max. We got a fight right now in OKC. And Frager calmly knocks down both. Tanner fouled. He'll go to the line to try to get to 20 points tonight. That's the 3rd foul on Bryce Sanford of Nebraska.
Love this move by Tanner. I wonder if he would have shot it with his right hand, if he would have taken the contact with his left shoulder and been able to finish. He went in with his left hand here, and his left arm took most of the brunt of the contact, but you're telling him, keep on getting to the cup, because when the defense does happen to stop him, he always finds someone else outside wide open.
86% shooter, but he leaves the first one short. $20 points for the sophomore Tyler Tanner. Sanford has 11 to lead a balanced Nebraska attack, and he's got it right now. Just a little bit of space, but that one bounces up and over.
Ooh, he wanted that, but Hoiberg says, listen, I didn't want you to take that shot. You didn't have to take it right there. But Bing pounding him all over the front court. Okereke helping out on that play.
A chance again for Vanderbilt to tie or take the lead. Okereke in the lane, 15-footer. And it comes down to Frager. Duchel was hoping for the charge. Stripped! It's Tanner again! He got it! Tyler Tanner is playing like a man possessed tonight in Oklahoma City.
Nebraska better change their strategy on bringing the ball up the court, because that's the second time he stole someone's cookies and finished on the other end strong. I would suggest for Nebraska, they bring a big fella up, set a screen on Tanner, and maybe make him think about coming through that screen and maybe the pain that it'll take to get through it, because right now, one-on-one defender, he has them locked up.
His NBA draft stock is rising right before our eyes tonight. In and out. Okereke rips it down. Tanner! Boy, got a great look. First time we have been deadlocked since this game was 0-0. Kick in the corner. Jacobson with an air ball. Folks, the 18,000, mostly Nebraska fans, have been standing pretty much this entire game.
Yes.
And they're on their feet right now. Miles through traffic. Okereke lines it up. He got it! And Nebraska has their first lead. And Fred Hoiberg takes a timeout.
What happens when momentum switch jerseys? That's what just happened on that three by Okereke. You don't believe me? Look at the bench.
Game summary. Notice Vanderbilt 9-28, but look at the bottom. Second half heating up 6-13, and they've got their first lead of the ball game.
Well, you set the tone early when you talked about Vandy averaging 86 points per game, 13th in the nation. That lets you know they always have a chance when they give up that effort on the defensive end, and it's been Tanner. Tanner and kicking it out the extra possessions. Okereke deep from three, taking his time with the spacing, and look at that bench. That energy is contagious.
Think about a guy like Okereke. He's what March is all about, who began his career as a student manager at Cornell, walked onto the team, and now he's got a chance to go to the Sweet 16 with the Commodores. Hoiberg kicks it out. Duchel. Rink Mast driving on Okereke, spinning and finishing. Mast has 11. Inside of 8 minutes.
This high pick and roll play has been leaving a man wide open in the right corner. Let's see if Nebraska has made an adjustment. They actually switched, so they did.
McLaughlin, and his first three of the night from the corner gives him a 4-point lead.
Gonna have to make an adjustment. That wide man in the corner, that's wide off that pick and roll to the strong side. It's been open the last 3 plays for Vandy.
Here comes Hoiberg to grab it. The little guy on his 23rd birthday kicks it out. Frager, yes!
That's why when you practice shots, you have a partner that in one section of the practice says, now I'm going to throw you 10 bad passes, catch them and shoot. That was a tough pass to catch, high pass, caught it, feet set, knocked it down.
Tanner sees a crease, out to Miles. Duke Miles stops, kicks, Tanner. Oh boy, back and forth we go in Oklahoma City. Tanner with 25. And a push down to the ground and a foul on Vanderbilt. It's on Tanner. Both teams to their benches. Everybody in this building needs a break right now. Buckle up, folks. 6:35 to go. Vanderbilt essentially playing a road game here tonight. They got down early, double digits, but look at the shooting in the second half, Chris.
Yeah, and look at those green circles in the paint. Now, there have also been many possessions in which a pass has come out to get those wide open three-pointers because of the penetration of Tanner.
So now Nebraska, largest deficit tonight. And Buchtenschel goes right to work to get it to 2.
Great play call right there by Fred, knowing that the team was going to think that it was going to be a pass back outside. Buchtenschel keeps it himself, finishes strong.
And who else but Tanner? That time, though, he misses. Frager nearly walked. Hoiberg driving, can't get it to go on the scoop.
Good move, just couldn't get his feet together to get enough lift on that layup attempt.
Both of these teams with 27 wins this year. Nebraska, program record. Vanderbilt, a win tonight not only would send them to the Sweet 16, it would tie a program record with 28 victories. Duke Miles gives it up. There's Nickel. He got another one.
Partner, they've run that play 5 out of the last 7 times because of the attention Tanner draws or that high man Miles draws. With the cutter, a live active cutter leaves that corner open every time. Gonna have to make some adjustments.
Sanford, normally known for his long-range shooting, that time from 12 feet.
And that's an adjustment. A play call on the offensive end, get 2, get back on the defensive end.
He's got 13, he averages a team best 18. Now Miles dancing, kicking, Tanner, and they'll reset. They left Miles. They really left McLaughlin. Hoiberg saves it. Look at McLaughlin, but he cannot hang on to it.
It's like one of those dreams when you think you're running, but you're falling right there. McLaughlin had it in his hands. Had to smack the floor out of frustration because he's like, wait a minute, I had that and a dunk.
McLaughlin, who went to Boston College for 2 years, now a senior at Vanderbilt. He says he's waited so long for this moment on this stage, and he's putting it all on the line tonight. Andy Katz, what do you have?
Well, in that previous timeout, no surprise that it was Tyler Tanner's voice that was the most vocal, pointing at the clipboard constantly about plays that were happening. But I will tell you that Mark Byington stepped in there at that point and says, we've got them on their heels.
Well, it was Nebraska early that had the doors on their heels, but Vanderbilt steadied the ship. And now we're down to the final 4.5 minutes. A foul. Okereke tried to poke it free, picked up his 3rd personal.
And what Coach Byington means on that side, we have them on their heels. There's a saying, the same thing that'll make you laugh will make you cry. The same crowd that gave you that energy in the beginning of the game, them being quiet on their heels is now going to make you nervous, because now every time you miss a shot, you're going to hear, ooh, just as loud as you heard cheers in the first half.
Both teams will be in the bonus now the rest of the way. Buchtenschel. And there is the 17th foul on Vanderbilt. 1-1 forthcoming. Mark Byington pacing the sideline. 3rd straight NCAA tournament. He took James Madison there 2 years ago. Upset Wisconsin. Took the job at Vanderbilt. Got him in the dance last year. And now trying to get him to the Sweet 16 for the first time in 19 years. Keep in mind, Lawrence on the floor with 4 fouls for Nebraska. Buchtenschel, 62% on the season. Missed it. Nickel saves it.
Right now it'd be great to get something for Nickel, because again, your best shooter can be a decoy. How about this? Nebraska goes into a zone.
A late wrinkle from Fred Hoiberg, the Big Ten Coach of the Year.
But Nickel has been wide open in that left corner as well in that zone play, but Okereke takes it himself.
Okereke needs a friend. He finds Miles. Out of bounds, and when we get back, it belongs to Nebraska with the Cornhuskers down 3 and everything on the line. All right, Jamie, a great one there, a great one here in front of a decidedly pro-Nebraska crowd. Vanderbilt has taken a lot of punches, but they are on top right now, 67-64 with 3:47 to play. Those Go Big Red chants started a couple of hours ago, and they haven't really stopped.
No, they haven't. They started a couple days ago, and I don't think they stopped.
It is unbelievable, the crowd that they brought down from Lincoln. A 6.5-hour drive, but they have taken over Oklahoma City. But Vanderbilt is up to the test tonight. That's a foul on the Commodores, and Tyler Nickel, just his second.
You don't want to send this Nebraska team to the free throw line and give him an easy one. Nickel upset that time, but got the foul.
And you put a great foul shooter in Bryce Sanford, 86% on the season, to the line. He had 23 Thursday, 13 tonight. Asked him yesterday about that game against Troy, and he said, that's the game that I dreamed about as a kid, stepping on this NCAA tournament floor and hitting big shots, and boy did he ever.
And that's just us.
And he did it with his brother and his parents in the crowd watching him. Gets them both. There are his parents, Brian and Gretchen.
This zone got Nebraska a stop on the last play. Let's see what adjustments Vandy made.
Okereke, McLaughlin, 10 to shoot. They'll reset with Duke Miles. To the side, he fires, front iron, rebound, Buchtengel. Nebraska, a chance to regain the lead as we approach 3 minutes. Not a single person in this building is sitting down. Here's Lawrence playing with 4 fouls. Foul away from the ball. That's another on Nickel, his third. And back to the line goes Nebraska.
Sanford taking advantage of Nickel, using some savvy veteran moves down there, trying to let the ref know he's holding me, he's grabbing me. I need to go to the line.
Chris, you pointed it out earlier, even though he just picked up 2 fouls, the job that Nickel has done on Sanford has been impressive tonight. And he misses the free throw. That is rare for number 21.
Right now, I expect this team, Vandy, to get a good shot because the defense has played the same defensive strategy 3 times in a row, as you see the kick right there. Because you have to adjust. Nickel has been the middleman, and I don't think he should be the middleman. I think Okereke should be the guy coming to the middle. Keep Nickel out so you can spread the floor and use him as an outlet to knock it down, along with Miles and Tanner.
Ooh, almost got by Okereke. What a catch. There's Nickel. You can't leave him. Rebound, batted to Sanford. Sam Hoiberg, the coach's son, the 5th-year senior, the former walk-on, gives it up.
Mast has a mismatch inside. Tanner's on him. They switched.
And now McLaughlin, bigger body with it. What a feed inside. Buchtengel puts it home. Nebraska back in front.
That's why you get it to Mast. He can score behind the line, but more importantly, get guys involved.
Less than 2 to go. Miles penetrates, kicks. Okereke. Oh, what a big-time bucket from A.K. Okereke. Timeout Vanderbilt. 2-point game. 1:42 to play. That last 3, a look from our AT&T connected cam.
Well, it's good we have the connected cam because Vandy is connected. When you talk about offensively, they're on a string, knowing where each other is located on the floor, and more importantly, communicating and executing coach's strategy.
That's a kid in Okariki who got his Ivy League degree in 3 years in economics. Mark Byington said nothing rattles him, and he was calm as he could be, knocking down that triple. What a big one it was, biggest of his career. Maybe he's got another one in store for us.
Mast has been going to work. Let's see if you try to get it to him or Frager, or of course that man Sanford.
Lawrence, now Hoiberg, inside of 90 seconds. Up top, Mast from downtown. Look at Hoiberg, the smallest man on the floor with the biggest heart.
No need to rush if you're Vanderbilt. You can take your time, work it side to side, and see if you can get the defense to make a mistake. Right now, Nichols open at the top of the key.
Tanner Higgs, Tanner scores! 27 for Tyler Tanner, and none bigger than that. "50 seconds to go here in Oklahoma City. Nebraska, Vanderbilt, blow for blow with a trip to the Sweet 16 on the line. Hoiberg, no, Mast, yes! They have a timeout. Does Vanderbilt? Mark Byington not going to use it. Tanner, his sophomore superstar, almost tripped, keeps the dribble. Nickel, 3 on the timer. Bing, no! Rebound to Sanford. Final 8 seconds. Fred Hoiberg's gonna let him play it out. Frager! Got it! Timeout! 2.2 to go, and this place is in a frenzy.
We talked about it all night. The fact these teams have been going at it, didn't get the shot that they wanted to right here. You want to see heart? That's how you finish strong inside. But maybe one of the biggest plays of the game was the play before this when the smallest man on the court had the tip back to tie the game. And Hoiberg with good attack. Frager has been active all night attacking the basket.
Think about this, Chris. In this storybook season for Nebraska, who just had the 2 biggest plays of the game? The coach's son, Sam Hoiberg, whose family is identified with this program for decades. And then the young freshman, Braden Frager, who grew up a huge Nebraska fan in the shadows of their campus and went to Southwest High School in Lincoln, 5 miles from Pinnacle Bank Arena, and he just put them up with 2.2 remaining.
And he dreamed of this. Right now, he's the leading scorer, tied with Sanford with 15 points. Coming off the bench has 17, he has 15.
Hey, after all the games are over, Adam Lefkoe, Jalen Rose, Jamal Mashburn have all the highlights and analysis on Inside March Madness presented by Lilly later tonight, only on TBS. Where does Mark Byington turn here after this final bucket to put Nebraska up 2?
Look at this, no settling, running down, finishing with the left hand, and so impressive how Nebraska switched their strategy and made sure they started attacking the baskets, trying to get some easy ones. It paid off there. Now watch the half-court pass, and a pass in the midst of the air from the man that catches it deep.
Vanderbilt, no timeouts. Half-court heave! Oh! Tanner in and out! And Nebraska is on to the Sweet 16! Tyler Tanner had 27 points tonight. If that goes, it's one of the greatest shots in the history of the greatest sporting event on earth. And it did everything. It did everything but drop.
And when you're a shooter and you take these deep shots, you know if it goes in. That's why he's backing up, wanting to look at it. And look at the reaction of the Nebraska players. You see them say, oh my gosh, thank you for not going in.
Just an unbelievable ball game tonight between two programs not known for their basketball prowess. They have had historic seasons. One had to go home, and it was in a cruel way that Vanderbilt heads back to Nashville, and Nebraska goes down to Houston for the Sweet 16. Over to Andy Katz.
Wow, that's all I gotta say, wow. Let me tell you something, I got 2 words for you, Fred. Sweet 16, how sweet does that sound?
It feels great, Andy. I can't believe that last shot. I'm still shaking. I mean, what a great play to Price driving it in there, hitting Braden, and making a big win. We switch up defense late. I'm speechless. Hell, I don't even know what to say right now, Andy.
So the last 2 plays were pretty remarkable. Sam sort of hanging in the air to get that one. It was blow for blow, and then Braden coming right down. What does that say about a 5th-year senior and a freshman?
Well, things weren't going very well for us, and I thought our guys did a great job keeping their poise and finding a way to make big plays when we needed them. Yeah, Sam, I thought he was terrific all game long. Didn't score a lot, but he made big plays, and then Braden was huge for us off the bench. I'm really proud. I mean, how about this place, Andy? I mean, this is unbelievable. Get this one, got to regroup and ready to get down to Houston.
Let me tell you something, I've been doing this over 30 years. I've never seen an NCAA tournament game like this. What is it about Big Red that they show up all the time?
It's special. It's absolutely special. Every sport, they do this for every sport. We're very blessed to have a fan base like this. They've been so supportive of us all year. It's so unbelievable to share this journey with these guys.
Hey, by the way, it's your twin's birthday today. Happy 23.
Yeah, I don't have to buy him anything now. Great.
Hey, Sam, where is he? Where's Sam? I gotta get Sam over here, Braden. Hold on, hold on. Okay, let's see where we got Braden. Let me try to find Braden. Where's Braden? All right, I'm gonna send it back and then I'm gonna have him back.
Andy's a man on a mission out there. It's a mob scene. And Nebraska school record 28 wins, first trip to the Sweet 16. And this was the game winner by the Big Ten 6th Man of the Year, Braden Frager.
Nice job, Frager. Good shot, way to hit it. But now Coach doesn't have to buy his twins a birthday present, because if you don't know how I feel about that, but oh man, Tanner.
When he released that, I thought of Gordon Hayward's shot against Duke in the final in 2010 and in Indianapolis, similar. And that one did everything but fall for Tanner. All right, back to Andy.
All right, live television, folks. All right, Braden, you just said happy birthday to Sam and Charlie, by the way. Let's deal with your play first. Game on the line. You take matters into your own hands. What did you see to get down the lane?
No, I mean, I knew the whole team was going to be looking at Price. Price draws a lot of attention. I said, let me get the ball, and I'm going to be able to play like I did, like I know I can.
You're from Lincoln.
Yep.
I think the whole city is here. How does this make you feel to help Nebraska, your hometown team, to the Sweet 16 for the first time ever?
Yeah, it's an unbelievable feeling. I mean, shout out to the fans. I mean, none of this would have been possible without them. I mean, it feels like we're playing at PBA again. I mean, shout out all my family and friends that came out here to support. Shout out all my family and friends back at home.
All right, birthday boy. Your dad just said, I don't have to get you anything. No. You gave him a present. Look, we've known each other a while here. You've delivered here. How does this feel to send Nebraska to the first ever Sweet 16?
It's unbelievable. Definitely best birthday yet. But, I mean, look at this crowd. Everyone is still here. They're going to be here for a while. Unbelievable, the support we have. And doing it for them is what makes this so special.
You're not the tallest person, and somehow you climbed up there and had that putback. How'd you pull that off?
I had an open lane, and I don't know why I shot it, but it felt like I felt like I had a good angle to shoot it, and I went in, and shout out Rink for having my back on the other one. But yeah, just some gritty plays at the end, and that's how you win these games against really good teams like Vandy.
Happy birthday to you and Charlie.
Thanks, Andy.
Wow. Partner, we saw 6 games here in Oklahoma City. Safe to say the best was last. What a ball game tonight.
What a ball game. Shout out to these Nebraska fans. Shout out to Vandy that played so well. But shout out to these Nebraska fans that showed up. Shout out to these guys that believe, because basketball is so much more than a sport. It's inspiration, working hard, getting to the next level, sticking with the process, trusting your teammates. Man, I'm just as speechless as Coach Holberg. This was a heck of a game.
And an incredible season for Vanderbilt comes to a cruel end here in Oklahoma City. And for Nebraska, just 2 days after getting their first NCAA tournament victory, they get their second, and they stay alive in the big dance to face the winner of Florida and Iowa down in Houston.